Hi Year 8, I hope that you're going to be able to have a go at an experiment at home in your kitchen or in your garden today. Do, before you empty all your mum's or dad's cupboards, or ask permission that you can use these things to have a go at doing some science with. Don't just go using everything up, that's probably not going to go down too well. So let me just show you what sort of things I've got. You might improvise, you might have slightly different things, actually don't need that one at all. I've got some empty old water bottles, these ones that we've reused lots and lots of times. So these are just Sainsbury's water bottles, empty ones. I'm just going to take the lids off them, I don't actually need the lids I don't think today. And I need some things from my kitchen cupboards which say that they are carbonates, because our lesson today is about carbonates. Just put the bottles to one side for a moment, as you can see. So I found a few things that say that they have got carbonate. So first of all, I've got bicarbonate of soda, and if I look on the ingredients on the back here, one of the ingredients there is sodium hydrogen carbonate. So that's a good one to use. I'm not sure, because when I look at this on the screen now, that's in mirror writing. I'm not sure whether you're going to see that the right way around or not, but let's not worry too much. Baking powder, that also has sodium hydrogen carbonate on it as well. So let's try and find that with the ingredients there. There we go, sodium. It's got some other things in it as well, but it has got the sodium hydrogen carbonate. So we've got that carbonate in there as well. The other thing which I haven't got ingredients on this, but if you've got some chalk, I know some of the children who live along my street, mainly younger children, particularly if you've got younger brothers and sisters, you might have some chalk hanging around your house. Lots of people have been drawing on their driveways with chalk down my road. So some chalk is mostly calcium carbonate, so there's definitely carbonate in there as well. And I think what I'm going to do with the chalk is I'm going to use a grater, because things tend to react better when they're less big, when they're in like a powder form or chopped up smallly. So I could use a sharp knife and chop it up, but I think I'm just going to use a grater and turn that into a powder. So I'm going to pause this because you don't want to have to watch me doing that. That might just take a few moments, and then we'll come back in a second. Okay, so I have managed now to grate some of that chalk. See if I can just show you that in the camera. It's just happened to be a brown colour, this one, but I don't think the colour is important at all. So we've got our carbonates. So I've got some different carbonates that I can use. Let's get rid of only these 3 bottles actually. And then I need some acids, because if we're going to react acids and carbonates, we need our acids. So we're thinking about what kind of things in our kitchen or at home might be acids. Well, there's my good trusty vinegar. I happen to have some clear vinegar that often works better in reactions than brown vinegar, but I think brown vinegar would work for this as well. So if you've just got the brown vinegar, that's fine. I've also been in my fridge and I found some lemon juice, and the lemon juice is quite acidic. So I've got some different options that I can try there, which I might use also. Let's have a see. So I'm actually going to pick my bicarbonate soda for the start. And what I'm going to do is I forgot to say the other thing that I've got is some balloons now. Not essential because we could see it fizzing without these, but if you have got some balloons, this will be hopefully a little bit more interesting. Let's have some different colours to make my life more interesting as well. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and put some of this bicarbonate soda into a balloon, and just okay, so what I'm going to try and do to try and get my bicarbonate soda into my balloon is I'm going to try and make a bit of a funnel. If you've got a funnel handy at home, you could use that, but I don't happen to have one to hand. There might be one somewhere if I looked hard enough, but I'm not sure where to find it. So I'm going to make a piece of paper into a kind of cone shape. Need a little hole in the bottom because I will need my powder to be able to come in through that and into my balloon. Let's see if I can just hold that in one hand, and in the other hand I'm going to put a spoon of the bicarbonate soda into my piece of paper, and I'm going to give it a shake. And yep, that has all gone into my balloon. That's brilliant. So there's some bicarbonate soda in my blue balloon. let's do the same thing with my baking powder. So let's try the baking powder. Let's put, because the that's a blue container. I've got my bicarbonate of soda in a blue balloon. Quite confusing. I put this one in a pink bowl, but this is in a pink container. So let's pop that one into the pink balloon. It could help if I open this first. Let's just open that up. There we go. Jiggle that one round. There we go. Let's pop that in the top of this balloon. Fantastic. Hold that in place. Put a spoonful of that in there. Fabulous stuff. And then let's do, I've got a yellow balloon as well. Let's do a similar thing with our chalk. So if you've got a proper funnel at home, that might make this even easier, but sometimes at home we have to just improvise with the equipment that we've got, because we haven't quite got all the equipment we might have that when we're in school. A little shake. There we go. There's that one as well. So I've got my 3 balloons there with my 3 different carbonates in it. Now I'm going to start, I could use both of these and I could double this up, but I'm just going to start by using my trusty vinegar, because this usually works as well as anything else. So I'm going to put a good squirt of vinegar into each one. Oops, that wasn't very clever. Now if we're being really scientific about this, we should make sure that we put the same amount into each one, the same volume into each one. I haven't got a measuring cylinder here, I'm just going to do it by eye. So let's use a little bit more, I think. Fantastic stuff. I'm just going to get rid of that wrinkle out of that bottle, because I think that might ruin things in a moment. So there's 2 bottles, let's do a third one. A little bit more. Fabulous, right. So I have 3 bottles, each with roughly the same amount of vinegar in the bottom, so not too much. I have no idea whether this is going to be enough to make this work effectively, but let's see what we can do. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stretch these balloons over the top of the bottles, but I'm going to leave the carbonate in the balloon at the moment, so I don't want to tip my carbonate in just yet. And I'm going to try and set them all going together in a moment. So there's number 1, there's my blue one, that's my bicarbonate of soda. Here's my next one. That one is my baking powder. And last of all, I've got my chalk that I grated. That's going to be my yellow balloon. Fabulous stuff. So there are my 3 balloons all ready to go. I'm just going to move those out of the way. Hope you remember which one's which. And let's see if I can just pop this up a little bit more, so you won't be able to see me, but you'll be able to see what's going on in the bottom of the bottles in a moment. Okay, I might have to hold them up a little bit. So what I want to do now, I will just have to do them one at a time, I think, is I'm going to shake the carbonate into the bottle. Let's have a look what happens. Okay, so can we see that's fizzing away? Oh, I think that's some of the gas is escaping there. I can hear it escaping. Let's see what happens to this one. There's my baking powder. That one's also fizzing away. And last of all, my chalk. Not fizzing quite so much, that one. Well, this one's taken a while longer to get going, but there it's going now. So let's just tip this back a little bit again so you can see what's going on there. So look what's happened to my balloon. So there's definitely some gas being produced in my reaction. I know that because I've got fizzing, and also because I'm able to trap it in my balloon. And I can see which one of my carbonates has produced the most gas. So my investigation here, if I was doing a scientific investigation, might be I was seeing how much the balloon filled up to see how much gas was produced in my reaction. Now I know, because I heard it as it was happening, that although this blue balloon is not as inflated as my pink balloon, so much gas was produced at the beginning that some of it leaked out of the side of the bottle. So this might not be a very fair result. But if we look at them there, those two have definitely got way more gas than my yellow one here, and some of it's trying to escape from those ones now as well. So these ones haven't sealed that well. Maybe I could have stuck some sellotape or something around there to seal them slightly better, but you can at least see that we've been able to carry out an experiment. We've definitely formed a gas in our reaction, and that gas has inflated our balloon. So maybe you can have a little bit of fun with that at home. Maybe you could try it with vinegar, or with with lemon juice rather, or with brown vinegar. It'd be really nice to know what sort of things, what combinations of carbonates you managed to find at home and acids, and which ones work to create the gas.